you would have been here. You would have been here for what day was it? And like until Monday, you could have rolled with me to the Charger game.
Oh dang.
Yeah, SoFi is dope, man. SoFi is a good experience.
For real.
Yep. So hold on, I gotta do the clap first. The clap is important because if you don't clap, you don't know how to sync the audio and the video at the same time. So I always gotta clap. We're here, man, live at Todd Capital Studios for a live edition of. Oh man, I gotta turn off the speakers. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
James running.
Yeah, should be good now. This is a whole different kind of vibe, man. It's a whole different kind of vibe, but we're gonna make it work. It's gonna be easier the next time. With us today, we have the brother Rod Savage, real estate investor. I interviewed this brother on the podcast probably 3 years ago.
Yeah.
2018. Man, that's almost 4 years ago.
Yeah.
2018. Yeah, he's still running it up, still crushing it in business and real estate. So it's cool that he's actually in Southern California. So we're doing this from California. He's from Georgia. He's not from here, but he's definitely had his experience of LA while being here.
For sure.
So we're going to talk about that, man. But can you just introduce yourself for the people?
Yeah. So I'm Rod. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. I'm 28 years old. I'm a real estate investor. I do fix and flips, rentals. So I'm a landlord. I got my own construction crew. My wife, she's a realtor. So, you know what I'm saying? We're doing a little bit of everything right now.
Yeah. So when did you get into real estate?
So I started learning about real estate in 2017. Basically, ear hustling on your podcast, just listening, chiming in. And so that's when I started learning. I started actively investing. I bought that first property February 2018.
February 2018.
Yeah. I bought 3 that same month. And we just been rolling ever since.
3 that same month.
Mm-hmm.
What were those beginning deals like?
Scary. It was scary because nobody in my family ever done it. It was the first time, and so we were just all in about what we was trying to do.
And you aren't that old. You're pretty young too, right?
Yeah, I was 24 then.
24, and now 27,
28,
28 with a kid.
Yep,
and a wife.
Yep, 5-month-old baby. Just born.
I always like to talk about the family, but we can't get into the details of everything before we talk about what happened in LA, man. So tell us the story about what you experienced when you went to the Nipsey Hussle store. You know, everybody, RIP Nip, we actually got a picture up there, but it's still the hood, y'all. I mean, honestly, that's why we have this situation with Nipsey is the mindset of the people hasn't changed. So he was working on changing people, but it's so hard to change so much. And I think a lot of times, even as a community, we don't really understand what we're up against because we're up against just years upon years of systems that have been put in place that are impressing everybody. So one person makes it out, but everybody else is still feeling that pressure. So let's talk a little bit about that, man.
Yeah. So, so I came to LA on Thursday night. I got here. So yesterday, Friday, I was like, I'm gonna go to the store. You know, I just wanted to show some love to the people, you know, and support Nip because that I looked up to Nip and still do. A lot of his stuff that he believed in, a lot of his followings and aspirations. You know, we come from a common place. So So with that being said, I was like, you know, I'm in LA, so I want to just go show some support to the peoples. And so I took a lift over there, but I didn't realize I just didn't realize that the store is still shut down because online they say that it's open.
Yeah.
So we go over there and I'm by myself, obviously. So I go over there and I got my chain on and I wasn't thinking too much of it and got into a little sticky situation.
How many dudes was it?
It's probably like what was crazy was I kind of was rubbing elbows with everybody while I was in there. It was just me and a couple chicks that I knew that I wasn't from the, but everybody else, you don't know they ain't from, I mean, you don't know that they from here until you get in that situation. And then so it was probably about it's probably about 4 of those cats.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's about 4 of them.
They always run in a big group to intimidate you, man. It's
Yeah.
never just one-on-one.
Yeah, so basically, I had did a little shopping, and then one of the guys, he just approached me, and at first I'm thinking he was telling me to put my chain up because the other cats was watching, but he was really telling me like he was really like geared up, like because I started taking, I was like, respect, okay, cool, appreciate it. But once I put it in, he said, geared up, don't tuck it. I want that. And he just was like, you ain't really got, you ain't gonna walk out of here with it type. So it was really like it was just crazy. And then Nip homeboy, cowboy, he kind of like just walked me out, you know what I'm saying? Told him to cool out with all that. And so that was that. Once I made it back out of that little section, I was chopping it up with Cowboy, and then they came back, tried to approach me again. And that turned to me pulling out my pistol on them, and they kind of backed down and they ran off, and then I got up out of there and went back to my hotel.
That's crazy. They just skirted out when the gun came out.
Yeah, it was a threat because you don't know what they got, but nobody actually put a gun on me to make me feel like, you know what I'm saying, they had to drop on me like that. I know they had me, but they ain't had me all the way. They didn't know I had a gun.
Yeah, and they also don't want to risk one of them going down in that circumstance.
For a chain. Yeah. Ain't nobody need to die by a chain.
Yeah, right, right.
It's crazy.
Right. So what brought you out to Los Angeles?
I came to LA because I hadn't took a break. It's been a long year, so we've been having projects going on the whole year. So and then my baby was born in June.
Right.
So I've been on daddy duties, and still working at the same time. So I was like, I caught a little break where I just sold a flip.
Okay.
Thursday, bought a flip Friday. So I was like, I'm coming to LA next week. Catch a break, and I'm starting on that other flip Monday when I get back home.
So what does a break look like for you?
Ain't really no break. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. You don't never really get a break.
Different locations.
Yeah, that's it. I've been handling business because I got other closings coming up next week too. So I've been here still on the phone. So it don't stop.
So last time we talked about rental properties, and it seems like now you transitioned into just flipping.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm still trying to get I'm almost like 10 properties up right now, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But flipping is just being like what I've been on right now because it's just that I do what makes sense for me. So that's how it's coming. That's what's going on. So when they come my way, I know how to distinguish like flips versus what I need to just keep. But really, I'm just flipping up now for 2023 where I can just go buy apartment complex. So I don't want to like a lot of houses no more. I'm focused on just getting that, 20 units or better situation.
How many flips did you do this year?
Really about like 5.
5 years.
Yeah, about
5 flips. That's impressive, man. How many flips have you done over the course of your entire career?
Well, really, I started out just building my rentals up. But the thing is, like all my rentals, they could have been flips from Jump Street, but I don't want to get rid of them. Like all my numbers is outstanding. So, but I just keep those. And then I started flipping the year after I started buying rentals. So I started off with 5 rentals and then I started flipping.
And before I dig into this, I want to make this point. And I've made this point because I've been in I work in LA for the most part. And I've been in circumstances where I felt like I was in that situation. One time I was getting off work late at night. And I don't think at this time I was taking the train in and out. And it's when I was thinking about getting a Louis backpack and I was like, nah, I got to chill because I don't want that attention, especially on a train. Just got a haircut. And I had I think I was carrying like a messenger bag with the laptop in it. And I seen these dudes kind of like plotting, like looking on one side, looking on the other side. And I knew that they were going to try to kind of like get whatever I had in the bag. And they would have got a laptop and an iPad. But what I realized is like, bro, like you guys are going to try to take $3,000 from me when I have millions of dollars worth of information in my head that if you just ask for mentorship, you get a lot further.
Yeah,
And so these dudes are sitting on the brothers doing 5 flips a year, 10 properties up, and all they want is a chain.
Yeah.
All they want is a chain when they need some game.
Yeah.
They need the information that you know that you could buy 20 of them chains if you want to.
Yeah, chain really worthless. I buy houses for a chain.
Right.
You know, that's worthless. I mean, it ain't worthless because it's valuable, but to me, it don't. I don't really want to die about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm not just gonna give it up though, because I work hard for it, and it means something. It's more sentimental value than the value of the gold. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So, what makes for a good flip? We're gonna make this a whole flipping episode because if you guys don't know, I'm in the middle of a flip. It's kicking my butt. I had a contractor run off with some money. I have a new contractor who is just lagging on the process. And it's just hell. It's going to be going over budget. I'm probably going to be taking a loss. And I got to get to this guy's level. So I'm asking questions for myself. So what makes for a good flip from the outset, numbers wise, purchase price?
So my last numbers was on the one I sold last week. I got it for 65. I put like 30 in. I sold it for 190. Yeah. So my numbers be good, man. My numbers be good. Jeez. It be good because like, so the value, the ARV originally probably was looking at like maybe 160, 170, but I got my own construction crew. So we going in and I'm putting the most into it for the best price. Yeah. So it's like, I'm getting more. So I know it's going to praise for whatever I want. So I could have sold it for like 200. Easily 205 easy, but I didn't because I didn't go that high because I hadn't known it for 3 months. This was quick, so I didn't even have it for 3 months, and it wasn't recorded, so I couldn't get an FHA buyer. I had to go with a somebody came with a VA loan, full asking price, so we locked in with them, and that was that.
So when you find these deals, are you going direct to the seller?
No, so
you still get them through like a wholesaler or an agent or something.
I ain't never used a wholesaler ever. I ain't never.
Wholesalers take most of your profit, man.
Yeah, and they don't know what they're doing, and so they
almost pay for a property.
They almost put you in situations where like they mess it up for themselves to not make no money, trying to make too much money.
Right.
But so I never did a deal with a wholesaler or nothing. So most of my properties come through like word of mouth. Like people will call me up, like, hey, such want to sell their house, or yeah, that's most of the time the situation. So I'm getting it like that. And another way is like I be ear hustling, so I listen to people's situations, and a lot of times something can't be a deal. It might not make sense to be like, you can't look at it and just tell it's a deal, but I know enough to be like, you can make it a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean?
So I just bought I caught one of my high school friends. He had a little situation and with cancer, and he ended up going into like foreclosure. So he basically about to lose the whole house. It's gonna go on his credit. It's gonna mess him up for the next 7 years, basically. So basically what I did, I spent $25K and to bring him out of foreclosure, but I'm buying the house from him though. So I just catch him up and did a wrap. I did a wrap. So all I did is pay $25K. I did a wrap around. So I bought the house from him.
Yeah.
And I probably put 15 in, and I'm gonna sell it for probably about 170.
So we got to talk about the rehab, but for those who don't understand a wrap, essentially you bought the house, but you assumed the mortgage, kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That's dope. That's smart. And that's thinking on your feet. And I think it helps when you've been doing it for as long as you've been doing it. And I can see why you would transition into flips. When I was doing this, I was doing the rentals, but in a lot of ways, the rentals are slow money. For you to make $100,000 on a rental, you're gonna have to be real patient, and you got to catch some appreciation. But for you to make $100,000 on the flip, it's really just numbers and time, because you don't do the labor. I don't think so. Maybe you are. I think I see you on a roof.
I
saw you on a roof once.
I still have to, but yeah, my people know like I'm super busy, so I keep them. I feed a lot of people, so I keep them busy. I stay busy. So I set up jobs and we just run it like that. So I ain't really physically working 24/7, but I do some work. But I ain't staying stuck at one house all day. I gotta move around.
Are you a licensed GC or you just know have the knowledge?
I need to be a GC now. So that's my next thing. Like I'm working on that.
When you guys do work and you're getting these low numbers, do you have to like, because for a flip, I always get worried like, man, do I got to pull all these permits? Do I got to get the city involved? Do you go in that detail or are you just like getting in, getting the work done and then on to the next one?
Yeah. So I ain't really buying that was like the roof, no roof at all. It's no sheetrock in, fire damage or something like foundation screwed up. I'm buying something that was it's old. It needs new paint, new flooring, cosmetic paint, flooring, maybe a new roof. We're gonna update the electrical. We're gonna put in new light fixtures, new granite countertops, stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it because it seems like you're passing on deals that might not make sense. So, because for me, I'm always like, oh, numbers, but there's some repairs that you just don't want to do. It's like, I don't even want to have to deal with your foundation issues. I don't have to deal with doing a full gut rehab because it's just that extra stress of trying to make sure that everything is done right at that level. It makes sense to start with cosmetic flips.
Right. It's easy because you ain't digging a hole for yourself. And one of the main things I look at how fast I can get my money back out of this. So when I'm buying them, I'm getting myself really, we can renovate in like a month and a half doing cosmetics. And I know I can put it right back on the market.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So you just got somebody going in there. What does a cosmetic flip look like from day one? You buy the house. What do you do when you walk in?
So I buy the house. By this time, I already know every single thing we finna do. I already know what paint we going with. I know what flooring. I know what my end number is going to be when I sell it. I know everything. So at this time, it's just a matter of, okay, what we going to do first? We're going to demo the whole house. We getting everything out.
When you demo, what does that demo look like?
We getting rid of everything in the bathroom.
Old flooring, the bathrooms. When you say bathrooms, like the toilets,
yep,
tub.
Everything's coming out. All cabinets going. We taking everything out one time. Right. Everything got to go. So then now we going back in and we building everything back up.
Right.
So we might start in the bathroom. So we gonna put the new showers in. We tiling it up. And everything. At this point, we can go ahead and start on the electrical. So I'm basically telling you for the first week what it looks like.
Right.
So we starting on the bathrooms.
Are you getting in there and are you doing the demo too, or you just got a demo crew?
Yo. Everybody, my crew is my crew. We move the same every single time. These people that been working with me for like the last 3 years, they like my brothers now.
Yeah, that's dope. That helps, man. Because part of the struggle of doing a flip and just construction in general is having to get new people, man.
Yeah,
if you got to get new people, the relationship is strained. You don't trust them yet. They don't trust you yet. And it's just, that can be one of the most difficult things, and it can slow up your business as well. So having all that stuff in place is going to help.
Yeah. So that first week, man, we do most of the work the first week. We started on repairing the drywall. We prepping for paint. All the materials on the way. You know, we getting second week, we seeing progress. Third week, we done. And we at that point, we probably just waiting on the countertops coming in, stuff we gotta wait on. We kind of just waiting on that. But 3 weeks, we kind of almost out of it.
How do you determine the labor that, because you know, when you ask for a bid, a lot of times they just give you a labor quote. How do you break down that labor quote for me? As somebody who doesn't have a crew, doesn't have all that stuff, and they shoot you a number, it's like 10 grand. It's like, do you dissect that labor in terms of like how many hours it should take, how many people, what those people are making, or you just kind of take it?
No, I don't just take it. It's a little different for me because, like I said, even though they run with me every week, like my guys, we work together every single week, like doing other people's jobs. So I flip for other people sometimes.
That's dope.
So we doing bathrooms throughout the week for clients and everything. So basically what that do, I'm the boss. So basically what that do for me is drop my labor price down. And then on top of that, my materials, I finesse with that also. So I work hand in hand with the people at Lowe's and I make sure I get the best numbers in there too.
And you can also take advantage of when you might find something at a discount or find something like at a wholesale bulk place. Do you do that stuff too?
Yeah, somewhat though, but I know like with my people at Lowe's, I spend a lot of money with them. So it's like once I hit a certain quota, I know like I'm finna get a big break, and stuff like that.
How
So
much do you pay your team per hour on in terms of labor?
I don't use I don't do like an hour,
Yeah.
but I know how much jobs cost. So
Yeah.
I know what the job requires. I know how to do the job, so I know kind of what it is. So basically, that's how I get my price as far as like when I'm doing other stuff with clients.
Yeah.
I price it based off what I know I got to pay them already, and sometimes I might hit a lick, or other times it might be I might make a couple $100, but it don't really matter because my main focus already was to keep my labor price down. So if I don't make a lot of money doing the side work, that's cool. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But my main focus is like keeping my personal numbers low.
Yeah. It's better that way because if you pay people per hour, they're gonna stretch that hour.
Yeah, for sure.
You
supposed to anybody, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you got to know human nature, and you just got to expect it.
Yeah, I stay away from paying people by the hour because they're gonna drag it out. They're gonna find something wrong every day. It's crazy.
So 5 flips this year. What was your favorite one?
The one I just did.
That one was the 60, 30, 190.
Yeah. That one I just did. And I also like, even though I've been doing real estate, I never bought a house for myself. I bought a house for myself and my family this year.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, I finally just did that. Yeah.
That's cool. So when you bought that, because you're self-employed, so what was that process like in terms of financing?
Man, so I usually only work with my lender, my partner, Zach, and we've been doing business together since I came in. So now, at this point, I'm using the FHA loan, but my house was already my current house that I was living in was already with the lender that he was with before he left. So I was like, let me just try to get pre-approved with them just to make it easier. So this is the first time I didn't use him. And man, that was a mess. She almost screwed me out of the deal. And so basically I had to call him up in the middle of this whole transaction and get him to pre-approve me real quick and go ahead and put all my stuff together. And he saved the deal for me. And even though I bought this is my personal house, but I still bought another deal because I probably be there for 5 years, but I probably got like 30K in equity like right now, just buying it.
It's crazy because doing your business allows you to make money, but also just living life right allows you to make money too. Yeah. Let me check this camera really quick.
Cool.
These cameras time out every 30 minutes. It's at 24.5. So I'm gonna hit boom. There we go. So yeah, those things. I didn't even know that until we were recording the show in Arkansas, and I only got like 20 minutes of audio video, but that camera is so sharp, man. When I put it all together, it's gonna be fire. So family life, man. You've been married, and we've already talked about how marriage has helped you in your business. I want to talk about fatherhood and how fatherhood has impacted you in your business. What changed for you?
Just what changed for me is like being like, I think I was already preparing for fatherhood like my whole life, like because my dad, he died when I was 8. So I had a lot of father figures, but I never really had that one person that just raised me up all the way. So like I paid like a lot of attention into just how I live life. Like my dad died and I didn't get shit. Like I didn't get no life insurance, no social security, no property. It was nothing. He just died. He just was gone. And I was left, you know what I'm saying, dealing with that. So as I'm getting older, I'm thinking like when I have a kid, it got to go completely different. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that again. So it made me focus. Now it's like it got me turned up to the point where it's like making sure my kid, if something happened to me, just like being in LA, like I could have not made it back home. Anything is possible, but I know my kid will be straight, like he gonna be good. Just in making sure he, me having life insurance, me having property, me having money, Like all that shit is just so important to me. And just raising him up and just being able to get him like a different outlook on life, like, and just teach him everything I know. So set him up so he have advantage.
Do you feel like fatherhood made you more driven?
Yeah, it turned me up a little bit more. I think like
because it seems like you just grinding, man. You was like, yeah, close on this house. I had to get another house. I'm selling this flip, got another flip going.
Yeah, it got me focused and it got me more so like so I'm working on a final more. So and this was my first year like full entrepreneur.
Really?
Yeah. So matter of fact, when I kind of quit my job, that's when I found out like my wife was pregnant after. Really? So then it was like, dang, like, but I think it was all like God's plan, because I always talked about like how much I think if you go back to your podcast, you hear me. I think I was saying like when I have a kid, I didn't want to be asking another man, can I get off to take my son Chuck E. Cheese, or I need a day for this. Like I don't want that. So now being that I just run a business, I keep my kid with me like all day for the most part. Like I don't leave the house until like we ready to roll. Yeah. Like so that's the best part, like being able to control my time for the most part.
So you have life insurance, you have that stuff taken care of?
Hell yeah. Yeah. I got life insurance, medical insurance. I got everything. Like one thing I gotta do now though is get a will in place. So that's what I'm working on now, getting that. But for the most part, it's like I just try to set my life up based on like what I need to do, as like if something happened to me, like what that would look like for him and the rest of my family.
For people who are trying to figure out how to be a successful flipper, what advice would you give them?
So one thing I would say is like you gotta do your due diligence, and you gotta be self-educated, and that's one thing. And you gotta be willing just to go through it and just see it through. And I think like that's one of the ways it worked out for me. So I pay attention to my relationship. So a lot of my information that I know it comes from being friends with a lender. The lender, like he like my homie, like we real cool. So I get a lot of information. Like we talk about this, like we set goals. And if I got a question, I call him, he called me for information. That's how it works. I'm friends with the attorneys now. So I call them up on a regular basis. Hey man, I'm trying to do this deal. And I might already know the answer to it, but I'm just double, triple checking that I can do this. And I just do that.
Yeah, that's smart. That is smart.
Yeah.
In terms of financing your deals, how are you financing these deals? Do you put some cash up, or is it just all 100% financed? How are you structuring that? Because you're buying a bunch of homes at the same time.
Yeah. So I just moved to having a commercial broker. I just moved on to that. So all my next deals would kind of go through him. But for the most part, from the beginning, like we just kind of put our own money up and just been reinvesting the same money and just growing it like that. And then for the first time this year, it's a blessing, but I put enough work in so that other people believe in what we doing and what I already have put down. And you can just go, you can see it, you can feel it. I don't have to tell you about it. So people more willing now to just put the money up for me. And so I was able to do some deals like that. So I don't have to beg people. The money just coming to me. Hey, I got this money laying around. If you find a deal, let me know. And they just giving it to me.
Yeah, the later deals get easier than the early deals.
For sure.
And they say that there's a few things that you need to get a deal done. I think it's like knowledge, money, or the hustle, something like that.
Yeah.
And once you have the knowledge and the hustle, you don't really need the money. The money just kind of finds you because they see that you're a good return on investment. There's a lot of people out there who don't have the knowledge or the hustle anymore. And they're like, bro, I'd rather give you 100,000, 200,000 to get my little 10%, because 10% on 200,000 for doing nothing is 20 grand. You can do a lot with 20 grand, especially if you can turn it in 6 months.
Yeah.
So I think that is cool. Man.
Yeah. Somebody, my last flip, somebody bought a house for me. and they make money with me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's easy. I just put the money up for the reno, and so I pay them. They cut, and they ain't have to worry about nothing. They sit back and wait on it.
Do you deal with a lot of competition?
No, I don't think I deal with competition because like ain't nobody in my city that I really personally know that's doing what I do. Like I'm probably the only young black guy that's doing it. So it's no competition there. But with the bigger people, maybe so, because now I'm on their radar. Like I done had some of the CEOs of the big real estate companies in my city reach out to me and want me to be like project manager for them.
Really?
Yeah, stuff like that. And like on my terms, like you know, how much do I want to make to bring me and my crew to do stuff with them?
That's
and
cool.
it's cool. And at first I was like, damn, like it was I couldn't believe it. Like, dang, so people really watching me. They really believe. But then it just made me think, just like, you know, the Young Dolph situation where he said they offered him 22 million. And it put me in that space, like, and because what he was saying was he might not get it right now, but he can make that over a course of time doing his own thing and still own all his shit. It made me think like that, like, what's 150,000? We gonna do that anyways. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was just like, I after that, I was just like, I don't wanna mess with nobody else. I do my own thing with my own team. Because everybody with me making money.
Yep. What market are you in again?
I'm in Augusta, Georgia.
In Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah. 2 hours from Atlanta.
2 hours from Atlanta. Do you ever run into Wealth Forever, Marquise? I thought he was out that way.
Yeah, he in the A. I pulled up on him like a couple years ago. Yeah. I need to tap back in with him.
He's winning big now.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Everybody's winning big now. Everybody who you saw started 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Now they good.
Yeah,
which is really cool to see, because I mean, I feel like it's just the beginning. And if we still are staying on the grind now, like I'm doing stuff now that I wouldn't be doing 4 years ago. He's doing stuff now that he wasn't doing 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. So like, boom, this is just the ground floor. What does the next 4 years look like? What's the next 5 years look like? So that is my question for you. What does the next 4 to 5 years look like for you?
The next, I say like the next, really, really like right now I'm in this moment and I already know what we finna do 2022. I'm already 2023. Just start developing. You know what I'm saying? In about 4 years, I'll probably be a developer. I've been in connect with one that's in my city, the first black developer. So, you know, I know he'd be willing to mentor me. I pulled up on him the other day and he proud of me. Like, cause he say he see it, everything I'm putting down, he said that's how he came up and what we represent. So and we probably do some stuff together, but right now I'm focused on like getting this year through. And then 2023, we're going to get those units up, those apartment units. We want those buildings. And then everything after that is we just going to keep putting it down and just keep making history.
Do you have any other mentors in the space?
I won't say I have other mentors, but I have other people that has way more than me, but they don't really do real estate, but they own real estate.
Yeah. So
like my jeweler, like they don't do they own property, but they not into really real estate investing as I am. So I help them and they help me and stuff like that. And I got a cousin, my cousin Kurt, kind of same thing. Like we just well connected. We all learn from each other.
Do you think that you became more aggressive in business after you left the job? Or is it about the same? What do you think changed for you after you left the job, if anything? Because quite honestly, last year was my first year not working a job. It was my laziest year ever in life.
For real?
I was lazy, man.
You weren't productive?
All I was doing was drinking and sleeping, and I was still making money. Granted, I made a lot of money last year, but it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But my thing is, the book Retire Young, Retire Rich says that like that year after you really make it, you got to kind of take the year off. And so I think that's what I was doing is mentally, I was like, bro, I've been grinding since 16, probably earlier than 16. no days off, no weekends, no holidays. So to finally be in a position where I literally don't need to make any money to survive, I had to kind of just let that go. And now I think I'm going to go hard this year. So my goal is really to crush it. We're here on a Saturday. And so my goal is to crush it and put all this energy and effort into the business for 2022 and treat my business how I used to treat my job, because I see the value in it now. At first, I used to think that getting dressed up and going to the office was just like some stuff you do for other dudes when you're working for other men. Now I just realize, like, nah, it's just a really intelligent thing to do. Is I can't spend my whole day with my son. I have to be away so I can do these things. So then I can also appreciate more of the time with my son.
Right.
But now he's going to be 2 years old and he's more independent, or he's not more independent. He's less of a baby now. So it's necessary.
Yeah,
but the question is, what was your first year as a full-time entrepreneur like for you?
I think mine was crazy because my first year is my baby was on the way. So with that, it was just like this is my first kid. So I didn't know what that was gonna look like, but I just knew I had to make some more money. I gotta put some more stuff in place. So I spent ever since I knew that she was pregnant, I think we had like maybe 3 flips. It was just grind mode. I was just in that mode. And I had just bought another rental right before. I think she was pregnant, but she didn't know she was pregnant. I had just bought another rental. And the crazy thing, like we had no clue. And I was just like, that one that I had bought at that time was like, that was for my kid.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know she was pregnant, but she was, so it was just crazy time. And so my first year I just been going crazy, just hustling and catching plays, like just doing whatever it takes.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying to slow down and just get it under control, because now I'm just trying to more so focus on just running the business, right, and actually spending time with my son and really watching him grow.
One of the things that I noticed when you have a child is your concept of how much money you need changes and grows, because before you're like, all right, I got enough for me, I'm good. But now it's like you need so much money, not just for expenses that have become larger than yourself, but also for like the unknown or for like the future. Like if they decide to start a business or go to college, or they need a car or health insurance, all these different things.
Right.
And so the grind doesn't stop. And you start to realize that money isn't really attached to like a moment. It's not about how much money. It's not like, oh, I make 150 in a year. It's like, no, like how much can we make in a year? Can we do 1.5? Can we do 2? What does it look like? And I feel like that's one of the beautiful things about having a child that I think for me helped, is I stopped really scoreboard watching, and I started going in the paint, like just putting up as much numbers as we can. I'm not over here just like, all right, we're good. Like, no, we're never good. We got to keep going.
Yeah.
That's just my experience. Man, we've covered a lot. We've talked about mostly flipping. Let's talk about how you estimate a job and how you get these deals at a certain price.
All right.
Because when I see a job in Detroit, they be trying to charge you crazy amount of money for roofs, for everything, electrical, plumbing, but you aren't doing electrical. You're doing cosmetic, right?
I do electrical too.
You do electrical?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we can kind of do everything. I'm about to start my I'm doing a new build also. So I'm buying a lot next to my flip that I just sold.
Really?
So
you're gonna build a ground up.
I done created my own comp.
That's dope.
So I'm in the process now. I'm buying that land over there, and it's literally like one door down. It's a lot.
So this is the house that you own. You've already flipped and sold.
Mm-hmm.
How much you sell it for?
190.
All right. The land that you bought, how much you pay for the land?
I'm probably get for about around 10
grand.
Yeah.
How much is it going to cost to build it ground up?
Man, we trying to do everything all in at 100, at 100K.
Yeah.
Reason being is because I can control my my labor price.
Right.
Once we get inside, my biggest expense is gonna be the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get everything framed up inside, it's off to the race.
So it's gonna be a slab, no basement.
I probably do a crawl space. It probably need to be a crawl space.
That's gonna be interesting, man. That's gonna be a new experience. I feel like once you do that, then it's like off to the races.
Right. I'm basically experimenting to start developing.
Yeah. With the financing on that, is that going to be construction loan, or what kind of loan is that going to be?
We was going to do all cash.
Really?
But I'm going to I'm gonna do. I'm working with my lender now, so
Yeah.
he put me in position to just get the whole 100K, and we just gonna finance it that way.
I feel like in business, especially what you're doing, some of it is knowledge and some of it is just like having the guts to just do some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Do you feel like you just have that courage to like never really be afraid of a situation?
yeah. Only thing I'm really scared of, man, and I really think is like going back to, how I grew up, like with the way the conditions we lived in, um, just that whole situation and dealing with that. I don't want to go back to that, and I don't want to put my family in that space. So it's like I gotta handle my business, and so that kind of like in business that kind of make me like take chances, like, and I'm a bet on myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one reason why I had to quit my job because I had built my business up so much to it was like, all right, now is the time I gotta make the decision. Either I'm gonna follow my dreams or I'm gonna settle for theirs, So I picked myself. It was like it was really in that moment where I had to make that decision, and I was like, I'm not going back, and so I just and I made triple what I made at a job, and it's crazy, yeah. Like, and
I don't know why that is true, but it's so true when you, especially when you have skills, you have the knowledge, you have the work ethic, the money that you make working for yourself amplifies what you can make on a job.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah. And I felt like I had a chip on my shoulder too, because like the people at my job, they was coming like throughout my little couple years there. They was, yeah, you're gonna be here forever, and this the retirement plan, and nah, real estate ain't gonna work. People was telling me that and just hating, man. And I had that chip on my shoulder, like, I'm gonna show y'all, like, I'm gonna show you what this really was and what it is and what I'm really doing. And we've been making it happen.
You feel like they were trying to downplay your abilities on the job?
Yeah, they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
they're gonna do that. Family gonna do that, friends gonna do that, and they do that because they know you personally. And so nobody really want to recognize like what we really doing. Like we really been creating something big, and it's really growing, and this a real thing, and people ain't really understanding that. But they not gonna give me credit, but I ain't really looking for the credit. I'm trying to make some money, take care of my family. I'll be cool with that.
Yeah. The chain. How much you pay for the chain?
I can't tell you.
All right, don't tell me.
But the thing about chain is like,
is a lot of people they're doing this like a business expense.
Yeah.
Because I want a chain, man. I want a chain with my logo. I don't have none of my logos up here, but I'm gonna get something.
You gotta get a chain, bro.
Yeah.
Like but chain situation, my homie made it for me. But I was more so the pandemic had just hit.
Yeah.
And I went gold. Because the price of gold was going shot up.
I prefer gold.
Yeah, so the pandemic hit, but I had already bought the Cuban link, and it's solid gold. So I forget exactly how many grams it weigh, but it's real solid Cuban.
But it holds its value though.
Yeah, so it's double worth more. That's twice as much as I paid for it.
That's crazy. That's why that's why wealthy people do invest in jewelry and watches, and they pay big money for it because it's an investment at that point.
So I knew it was good. My homie, he called me back. He said, "Hey," he was like, "You want to sell that Cuban?" I was like, "Nah." He's like, I pay you more than what you paid for it.
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm good." It's all gold. So it's an investment at the end. It's giving me collateral. That's how I try to do stuff. Sometimes I put like stuff in collateral forms, like gold, old school cars. It's gonna be worth way more than what you put into it.
I had a tweet and it was saying that wealthy people or wise people apply intelligence to everything they do. So you apply intelligence to how you buy homes, but you also apply intelligence to how you buy jewelry, how you buy your personal residence, maybe even how you take vacations and live life. If like you're always looking for the added value because you bought it because you knew it was going to appreciate in value. You bought it because you knew it made sense. You're like, and I think that's important. And I think that's a part of the reason why entrepreneurship and having everything on the line, everything falling on you is important, is because you got to think. You don't get it to just blow money and just be like, oh, that's money gone. Cause it's like everything falls on you. So worst case scenario, if you don't ever flip another home, you could still go and liquidate that chain, or you can go and you tap the equity in your personal residence or whatever you got to do. And that's why being an entrepreneur and a business owner and an investor are skill sets that transcend not just the business that you're in. They apply to everything.
Yeah. I'll be paying attention. Like when I got to LA on Thursday night, I got to my hotel and there's an Indian guy there, and he's just curious where I'm coming from, what I'm doing. Woo, woo. And so we ended up started talking about real estate, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, that's cool, that's dope." And he checked out my Instagram and stuff like that. So he like, "Man, I got 20K. I need to buy something." He's like, "What's your email? Give me your phone number. I'm gonna tap in with you." And then that turned into him saying like, "Hey, look, I'm finna upgrade your room to a suite." So he upgraded my room right then and there on the spot.
That's dope.
"Hey, you want some snacks? Go get whatever you want. Don't even worry about it." You know what I'm saying? And now I'm tapped in with him. So now I know, okay, next time I come to LA, I'm gonna hit him up, get a hook up on the hotel. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably be better at LA in a couple months. So I just try to keep all those little plays in mind. It's very important though. I think cut the cost down.
It's just, man, being a boss, working for yourself opens up doors. And it's not just the money door. It opens up doors of access to everywhere. I tell people that there's a reason why it's called business class. There's a reason why they're called corporate suites, like, because the world caters to business. So start you a business and be in business and get the perks that come with business. Not just the fact that you're going to make way more than what you make on the job, but also just life just is better. Life is better when you're a business owner. It's the craziest thing. I need to go talk to these people about getting my next car and financing it through the business, because they will give my business stuff they won't give me.
Dang.
They will give my business the credit cards they won't give me. And I'm the person personal guaranteeing the business. Like, how does that make sense?
That's crazy. No sense.
Man.
And I look at it like the barter system too. It's like, so I do real estate, and this man might do he might be a car salesman, but he thinking about investing in real estate. And I'm thinking about, I'm trying to maybe buy a nice car, or I might want to be get my dealer's license to start flipping cars. And you got two bosses, you know what I'm saying? You swap the info.
I don't want to lose any content. So I caught that just in time.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why that camera does that. Everything else just been flowing, even the Instagram live's been flowing. But yeah, so it's funny you say that, because I was watching I watch a watch show, and they went to buy a luxury car, and while they're buying the luxury car, they found out the owner of the luxury car dealership is a watch collector. And so like, well, we sell watches, you sell cars. And they started like negotiating a situation where they used a watch as a down payment for the car.
That's how it works. That's how it works. I always be like that, because I think I'm cheap. I don't like, if I can get away without having to pay full price, I'm gonna do that. Like, I try to figure that part out.
Yeah. So before we go, I was thinking about this question, and you're young, you're successful, and a lot of young men who are successful be out there trying to smash everything, but you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm married. I think that's the way it should go. That's what I did. And I think there's benefits that come with that, because now you're more focused. Now you are more settled. You're unlikely to be out there making foolish mistakes and things like that. So what's your motivation for staying where you are, not out there running these streets? Because I mean, your favorite, or one of your favorite rappers, is Future, and Future's known for like being that dude. So
yeah, for sure. I just always think like, with women, I've been good with women for like my whole life. So now it's different. I got more money. I'm doing more. I got more emotion. So, I'm used to that already. Most cats, when they start getting on with making money or doing stuff, that's when they go and explore women, because they're not used to it. I'm used to it already. So it's like, I don't overthink it. Like, I already know what you're here for. I already, you know what I'm saying? I already get it. So I don't know. I think that's about it though. Like, I just already know what's going on.
Honestly, when you say that, I've experienced the same thing. Like, my whole life, I've gotten women without money. And so it's like, when you do get money, it's like, why would I want you if you don't want me for the money, when I know like it don't make no sense?
Yeah, it become easier, but it's just like you already know what's going on with
Right. And
them.
it's the
Like,
wrong kind of women.
yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah,
flighty women who gonna be here today, gone tomorrow.
yeah. They just want who got the bag right
They
now.
said they love you when you own and leave you when you broke.
Yeah,
Well, brother, I said we needed. It's funny because I I said that we needed to do another podcast when I met you in Atlanta.
you did. Yeah,
I forgot that happened until you sent me a DM. And when you sent the DM, I scrolled up through the DMs and I saw that we took a picture at that podcast. And I was like, do we already do a podcast recording when I was there? Because I knew I had some guests. I was like, I was running through my head because it was at the studio that I recorded when I'm in Atlanta. And I was like, it wasn't. And so I was like, glad that we were able to get this. I was glad that I was able to situate this new office so that I can accommodate in-person podcasts. In-person podcasts are way better. So we don't get a ton of micro content out of these things.
oh, yeah, it's dope.
On that camera and on that camera. And this is already on YouTube. And I think you get a chance to extract way more information out of people and also to just have a better conversation when they're here in person. Do you have like a course or any like e-content that people can tap into if they want to get some of the game, or you just
Yeah. So I don't know if many people in my area. So one thing that I started doing is I created this course. It's not necessarily a course, it's just a hands-on experience called the Elite Pack.
okay?
And I just dropped that on my IG and on my Facebook for people that's in my city. So one thing that does is like when I start my flip, you can like Monday I'll start my next flip. You can come throughout the whole process and experience that from start to finish and get all the information, you know, how we purchase this stuff, the renovation tips. I'm putting you down with my lenders, my attorneys. I'm giving you all the drip, you know, you getting everything. And so I just did that. And I'm working on an ebook. And that's something that I kind of been working on while I was in LA. I've been working on that. So soon I'm gonna be dropping that. But yeah, so I got the Elite Pack to where people can come and experience that. And it's on my IG. It's in my bio, so you can go read about it. And my link tree on there if you got any questions and everything like that.
How much is it?
The Elite Pack costs $600.
That's not bad.
It ain't bad, man. $600 to go make 600,000.
Right, right.
However you want to look at it. You know?
if you don't tap in, a contractor is going to rob you for that 600. So go ahead and give this brother his 600.
Yeah.
So these contractors don't rob you because they are professional thieves. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is at #1 Savage Investor. So that's at one Savage Investor on IG.
Dope. Cool conversation. It was good that we were able to make this happen. And I know you guys are going to get a ton of value out of this. It's already up live on YouTube. It's already up live on Instagram, but it will be on all podcast platforms ASAP. Because I told Donna the Voice, I said, Donna, we got to pick up the pace on these shows. Because if we pick up the pace on the shows, getting them out, I'll pick up this pace on the shows of booking the shows and getting them out to the people. So this should be out probably this upcoming week if I got anything to say about it. But it was a pleasure. A good conversation. I learned a lot that I'm going to apply to my flips. I'm going to apply to my business. And it's funny that just seeing him develop over the last 3-4 years and knowing that some content like this that we just created on a whim was a piece of his journey. It definitely wasn't the whole piece because he's had so many different like life experiences, but like that's what it's about, y'all.
Yeah.
Like what can you put into the world that might help somebody get a little bit further, help somebody, whatever. And so that's why what he has is cool. And I wasn't even going to ask him that question to the end. But when I did, I was like, bro, that's a dope concept, man. Like that is cool. And it's not like the obvious thing that everybody else is doing. Like, of course, it's like, no, you get to walk with them as he's doing this in real time. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man. So
yeah, no set times. You can just tap in, pull up, and we walk through. We just kicking it, you know. It's a hands-on experience. Like who else is doing it? And I did it that way because we see a lot of people talk the talk.
Yeah.
But you can really come see this in real life, in person, you know.
In real life, in real time.
Yeah.
Awesome. So make sure you guys like and subscribe this video, share with a friend or a family, get them this game, get them this information, and we're only going to improve. I'm already looking at the set. I'm like, how can I improve this? So who knows? I'm gonna get some more lights, some cool lights. I'm gonna get a little backdrop, zoom in the camera some more, but we're gonna keep growing and keep doing really cool stuff. My name is Charles Oglesby. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio, support all of our courses and content, the options community, the options course, the freedom pack. We're giving you all that game. And today it's only $50. So grab it because I'm going high ticket in 2022. High ticket Millie in 2022.
Sure.
This is episode number I don't know. And we are signing out. So
Appreciate it, my brother.
yeah, it was cool. All right. Now, 6 minutes recording. Let's stop that. It's my first time even using this camera to record. I used that camera last time, and then I don't even know how to charge this thing, man. Like it has a battery, but the battery, I lost the charger for the battery. It's in my house somewhere. Probably my son hid it, and I don't even know how to like charge it up. There's no real way. So I don't know. Now I gotta use this camera. I'll figure it out. Keep building this thing out. She heading back to LA.
Yeah, back at Hollywood.
I was gonna ask what made you choose Hollywood over like downtown.
I don't know.